Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Tony Gass here. Y'all got to forgive me. I'm dealing with my boys program. And shout out to the supporters. I think that we received, $600 in donations last week. That was a blessing. And because we had one of the boys dealing with a little situation, so having to go from one state to another state, and just being at a boarding school, you know, they have some pretty terrible food. So it's almost like we have to support on the food side of things, just nutrition and stuff like that. It's a different type of school that he's at, and they're kind of dealing with all of that, you know, homesickness. And like, I got my own 2 sons and trying to help other people's sons. But appreciate y'all for the support. The link is always in the description. And this week is my wife's birthday. So if you see this video, Lord blesses you. If you see this here video and the Lord take and bless you, find this sister here. Then you see this here, Cherie A. Gaskins. Nah, I'm gonna be, hey, y'all say that cash out now. The Lord, send her a dollar. Just say, and put a note. Your husband asked me. Your husband was panhandling like W.A.R. Your husband said he trying to build FDMMG. And the bank accounts is frozen. So Pan-African panhandling. So y'all forgive me, say that. It's my wife's birthday week. Her birthday is Friday. And you know, I take so much time. I be in the office, sometimes be up here working 10, 12 at night, you know, in my purpose. And she don't give me a single problem. And so I just try to support her, bless her. Had me a breakfast this morning she made me. Had me a shake she made me. Got my lunch in here. I already ate my tangerine. Got my lunch in here. Got my little beef stick in here, 0 sugar. Got me some unhealthy Lay's potato chips and some granolas. And got my lemon perfect send me a check. I was getting ready to start me a company like this, but I said, no, I'm just doing an all access membership. All access membership on TonyGassAcademy.com. I said, I'm going to put all my time and energy into building that up the best way I can. And y'all forgive him, my wife. God bless you. Got us a new member here. And y'all, these here, I just pop on up, get you on our show, Respect the Family. Hey, God bless you, my brother. I don't do a podcast right now, but I sure appreciate you, brother. Send an old blessing in. Podcasts I do, you got to be over 200,000 subscribers. Just because it don't make me no sense to go build somebody audience and be on somebody's page that's ain't nobody over there. So you got to put the work in. Once you put the work in, show yourself diligent. You done did all that. That's when I went on Hardly Initiated podcast, when they had to put that work in, been out there, been consistent. Otherwise, I'm just building people's brand. And so I got to talk to them. Actually, got to write the hard to initiate. Got back today. The show they want me to come on, and need to hit him back right now. I forgot to text back. But I'm big on branding. Big on branding and alignment. And so with the Hardly Initiated, the reason why I gave them another chance is because they went to a stage where they had a different audience, a live audience. So it's more people there, not more people, but people there to reach in person. And also it was business involved. And then me making a relationship with the event planners and the people who put the event on. So it made it more of a win-win. There's so many podcasts reach out to me to come on, but it really doesn't benefit me to go on somebody's podcast and talk to 1,000 people, talk to even 50,000 people, you know, and especially if it's before episode 50, because you really got to get to a place to where one thing about the Hardly Initiated, Tyshawn, he asked real deep questions. He asked real good questions. Like my dad was at the event with me and he was like, man, his question was good. Like he was like, boy, my daddy told me, he was like, boy, I thought I wanted to get into this, but seeing the questions he asked you, he was like, I changed my mind. He was like, he said, boy, and the way you answer them, because I have them do it to where they don't send me the questions ahead of time. So they're gonna put it on their page. But we were just talking just real light. It wasn't no deep conversation, real simple talk. But it was only 45 minutes to the hour, 2 hours like we normally do. But I'm big on branding. So I don't really align my brand with everybody. And, you know, it got to make sense and it got to be the right timing. And I done took and built my audience over 15 years to 3.5 million. So I can't just take that and just go sit on anybody's couch. And the thing about it is God has no respect of persons. So because God has no respect of persons, I can't have respect of persons, meaning that I can't pick and choose favorites. So I gotta look at the people who done really did the work, really put the time in, and then invest in those who invested in themselves. But if some people reach out to me to be their first episode, and I'm like, man, what sense do that make? I've been doing this 15 years, 3.5 million supporters online, and you just jumped off the porch and you want me to come on your first episode? So I did, I got a mentee, Christian Brown. He asked me, could he interview me for his podcast? I said, get 50 episodes in. He did 50 episodes, interviewed me at 51, and retired. So, I'm like, my goodness, I ain't Michael Jordan. I don't start the work just because we did a little small interview. I'm like, my goodness. But yeah, I really don't get too caught up in them podcasts, man, because I got my own audience. So it's like, I'd rather be on here and be able to control my own voice, control my own narrative, than be going back and forth and mixing my brand with people who don't know what they talking about. Sometimes be guests on the shows and stuff that don't be knowing what they be talking about, and that just give me a headache because I put too much time and energy and effort into the work that God has called me to do. So y'all understand that. And so you seen one lady, she wrote me, she was shocked that I was doing the Hardly Initiated, but that was in Atlanta. But it just, one thing about it is God shows grace. And I went on that episode and they had Buddy on there, which I don't know if Buddy's still doing that tour, but they had Buddy on there and they didn't tell me they were gonna have him on there, so that was real messy. And so that's why I said I wasn't gonna go back on there. But then one of the hosts, you know, went and got married. The other host has a, you know, girlfriend, which I don't know if he talk about, but you know, he mentioned at our live event. But I met his girlfriend. So, and now they in their word, they are part of a Bible study. So after interviewing so many Christians, they in their word now and trying to grow. So being that they young men, young brothers who, you know, support me, and they seem to respect me and honor me. So the Lord say, you know, show grace, because we better together than against each other. I mean, that's one thing about black people and especially black men, sometimes we compete versus collaborate, but everything got to be in due season, got to make sense. And so now they done built their brand. They got as many subscribers as I do on YouTube. So it's a win-win. It's an equal. You know, nobody carrying nobody. But y'all forgive me. So I have to do a lot at one time, but I wanted to come on here and talk to y'all because I've been seeing a lot of noise online with the politics in the wake of the death of Charlie Kirk, and with everything that Donald Trump is doing just in the world and where our world is, and just the race relations and all of that. I don't pick sides. I have my feelings and stuff like that, but I don't really pick sides. One of my white friends, who is also one of my business partners, just sent me a video of Charlie Kirk at some event with, I think, 400 black people, and talking to them about how important they were. And it looked like a black guy posted it, and he's saying that there was doctors and all of this in there, and that they were, you know, bombasted. They was bombasted. Y'all forgive me. That was the other video he sent me. Oh no, that's Charlie Kirk video. So this brother, he posted, and he got a verified account. Nothing more real than you, because it's so hard for you. That's a quote Charlie Kirk said to them, and this was in 2018, 7 years ago. I don't know if he changed how he feel after that. And it say in 2018, Charlie Kirk invited 400 young black Americans to the White House to attend his Young Black Leadership Summit. The purpose of this event was to get the opportunity to go to the White House and hear from not just Trump, but several black doctors, actors, musicians, and entrepreneurs about being black in America from a perspective that's not commonly shown in the mainstream. In this clip, Charlie is going off about the backlash we received for being at this event, primarily from our black friends, family, and most notably CNN and MSNBC. What was actually a very wholesome, inviting, inspiring, and Black as H event turned into a nightmare for a lot of the attendees, being slandered for being in Charlie and Trump's presence. Charlie Kirk was being called a racist, even though he put on this wonderful event for black youth led by black leaders. But because it was from a Republican perspective, we were written off as paid actors, MAGA Negroes, and it was all a stunt just to make Trump look good, when that couldn't be further from the truth. This is when my online career really started. It was after I saw how the left media was slandering this event. It was after I experienced 40,000 tweets being called every type of slur from the left. It was after I lost all of my childhood friends for attending an event with Trump. It was after I'm sitting in a hotel surrounded by 400 black people wearing do-rags and bonnets, all being called slurs and being canceled for attending a black event. An event I was told I was paid to attend, which if that's the case, I'm still waiting for my check from the White Chocolate, the nickname everyone was calling Charlie that weekend. Charlie cared a lot about black people. He respected every black person he interacted with and only wanted the best for them, ultimately wanted them to think for themselves. I'm grateful for all the events Charlie has put together and firing me up to start speaking out online like never before. I will forever be doing this, and I will not stop. Now, this brother here look a little interesting. He look a little interesting. I have seen his type before, and a lot of times his type want to be white, and they identify more with white than black, and they be a little upset that they black. Now, me personally, you can't say to me personally, you can't say to me that, you know, black people don't have the mental capacity to process the job duties that they hold a seat for, and that all black men want to do is impregnate women and leave and things like that, and then invite me to an event about being black in America. And really what it is, and you know, what they trying to do is, you know, they want to erase history. They want to, you know, Trump making the Smithsonian and everybody remove everything about slavery. So they want to erase history, and they want to erase the very vile and cruel things that white people did to black people, because they want to paint this picture. And Trump also is having people remove the black inventors, you know, and take down, you know, that blacks invented this, the red light, this, because it's like black people invented everything, and Trump don't like that, and so he having them remove that stuff as well. And so they trying to, and what the goal of this event, even though it was 7 years ago, this guy too young to understand what that goal of that event was. The goal of the event was to say, these black doctors and lawyers show you that you have no excuse. And one of the things that we have to realize is there is such a thing as outliers. So there's certain, not all black people lives are the same. Not all black people have the same opportunities and in the same neighborhood. And a lot of times who you are in vicinity of, it makes a difference. Like me, example, I happened to go to jail in the 9th grade for stealing with another black boy. And then my mom sent me to a private school in 10th grade where I met white people, and I met wealthy white people, and some of those wealthy white people invested into my life and invested into my future, my career, my college, my businesses. And not every black man from where I'm from had that opportunity, and only the black men from my city that got to be friends with those white individuals who were wealthy got the opportunities that we got. And so that's what a lot of people don't understand, is like there were certain slaves that a slave master took a liking to and allowed that family to learn how to read, and then gave that family land, gave that family a house, maybe even gave that family a child, a biracial child. And so now that family's lineage is forever changed. Whereas the slave who was defiant and getting beat all the time, his family's lineage got nothing. So you will see the great grand from this lineage that was loved and treated right by the slave master go on to be a doctor or a lawyer. Or even if they just had a mindset change. And then you see this other black family over here to where they grow to be drug dealers and criminals. They never had that opportunity, that interaction, or that mindset shift. And so what they're trying to do is get black people to, really what they're saying is stop being victims, but they doing it from a place of white guilt. They don't want to hear about or be reminded of what white people did to black people. So they're saying get over it, because when you look in the mirror as a person, you want to feel good about yourself. But if you could look back into your history and you could see that your people did some atrocious things to another group of people, it kind of dampens your day if you care at all. And so that's what we going through right now. And I just saw another clip of a video where a guy was saying that, they don't know, he was saying, I'm guessing he talking about the left. And I'm left-handed, but I'm not left or right with the politics. I'm with Jesus Christ. And so he was saying, Bridget Macron shares photos confirming she is a woman, per the BBC. I mean, she looked like a woman. She just not black. Black don't cry, but she looked like a white woman. That's her age. So they suing Candace Owens for calling her a man so many times. And it's like, okay, make a point, but why you got to call the lady a man? Like, it ain't worth all that. Don't call her no man. Let the lady live her life. And so the guy was saying that the left don't know what they just woke up and what they just did. And I'm gonna tell you, like, you got to be careful and you got to be mindful that they showed this service where they had this service and they were showing these people and they talking about they singing about Jesus and they saying Jesus, Jesus, Jesus and all that. Listen, just because somebody say Jesus don't mean that they like you. Just because somebody say Jesus don't mean they care for you. You got to watch a person's actions. You got to listen to their words, watch their actions, and even more so watch their patterns. And we just went through it with our youngest son, to where a boy come up and put his hands up like he about to wipe this stuff on Tatum. Tatum pushed the boy out the way. Then another boy come push Tatum that had nothing to do with it. Come push Tatum, push him down, and will push him into the bushes. Then the other boy who Tatum had pushed out the way, who was finna wipe his hands on him, he comes and push Tatum. Then Tatum go and push him. But they say when Tatum pushed him, say Tatum's hands went to his neck. So Tatum got pushed by two white boys. He retaliated against only one of them. They suspended Tatum for 1 day and did nothing to the two white boys. Now at the same school, they sent a message, an email out mourning Charlie Kirk, which, I was mourning them too, because I don't want nobody to get killed, executed, because I'm a speaker too. I'm an influencer too, just like Charlie Kirk. It's just I'm black, and my following not as big as his, and I'm not as connected as he is politically. But I don't want to be shot for my views, so I was mourning them too. But they sent out an email about that, and then it's a Trump school too. So I go in there and I'm like, I let them know, and I wrote them a new one. And I got another meeting tomorrow with the head principal, because I met with the lower school principal. I ripped them a new one. I meet with the head principal tomorrow, and I'm gonna demand that them other two boys get a day suspension too, because assault is assault. You put hands. If my child got to get suspended for defending himself, they got to get suspended for pushing him. And if not, I'm turning it upside down. I'm turning it upside down, because Charlie Kirk say black fathers not in the home. Well, guess what? Here go a black father in the home, and the best thing you better not do is mess with my children. And I told him, I said, you done woke up a sleeping giant. I say, read that again and let it sink in. You done woke up a sleeping giant. I don't even come up to the school. Don't bother nothing. Don't do nothing but pay tuition and donate money. I say, but when you mess with my children and it's unfair, oh no, oh no, oh no, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. I'm the wrong one. I'm the wrong one. Listen, I can't afford no lawyer right now. I have a GoFundMe for the civil suit. And then I say, what the other boys got? They say, oh, that's confidential. I said, no, it's not. when you all in a case together, every defendant know what the other defendants get sentenced to. That's public record. That's public information. So the way that we decide, the way that we find out whether these other boys, whether this discrimination or not, is by knowing what punishment they got. Oh, we can't tell you that. That's confidentiality. Hey, listen, you finna have to tell something. If not, I'm finna walk up to their parents and ask their parents, did they get suspended? Because you can't suspend my son talking about, oh, he put his hands around the boy's neck. And I'm like, no teachers was there. And the teacher that y'all saying reported this, we live in Florida. She Hispanic. She not trying to have no problems with the Trump supporters. Every Hispanic right now in Florida worried about ICE. Even if they got a green card, they worry about ICE. They not trying to mess with no Trump supporters. I say that woman, and they say she was standing way holding the door open. I say, oh, we talking about eyewitness or somebody who y'all can bring in here to talk to me and tell me what she saw for herself. Y'all telling me what she said she saw? Oh, no, that can't stand. And here I am, a documented millionaire, and they trying me. So if they trying me and my son with 3.5, and I got 3.5 million followers online, and I could get online and do a change.org, I could write at any news station, have them come up to the school and ask what's going on. If they trying me, imagine how they'll treat a young black kid defending himself at the school, and he got a single mom who has no following, and she on financial aid at the school. So that's why, so that's what I want you to understand. Like, if you need to stand up for your child, yep, they ain't got no cameras. That's why I need to ask for it too. See, because they should have some cameras somewhere. If you need to stand up for your child, you're not just standing up, not for your child, not just your child, but anybody in your family, even yourself. In these times, you're not just standing up for you. You standing up for those that come after you. Look at that. So say she had to get a lawyer. I love that there. And that's how you got to fight right there. You taught them a lesson. And that's what I told her. I said, okay, Lord. It must, because Tatum has never been in trouble. That's another thing. Tatum never been in trouble. He win the Fruits of the Spirit award multiple years in a row. Never been in trouble. He don't start nothing, but he will finish it. That's how we raise him. Start nothing, finish everything. We're not raising no pushovers. We're not raising. And I told the lady, I told the lower school principal, I said, okay, since you want to suspend him for pushing now, that no teacher seen it, a teacher's aide was there, and all she see is a black boy versus 2 white boys. That's all she see. She just see race. And Tatum's smaller than the other 2 boys. So I said, if you want to spend them for pushing, next time I'm gonna tell them somebody put their hands on them, knock them out. Oh, I hope you wouldn't say that. I said, oh yeah, we're gonna earn the suspension next time. And so, listen, I say, Lord, come on now. I said, we're in a recession. I said, the Lord trying to set me up for a lawsuit where I could get a couple million. I'm like, why do I get tried knowing I'm not the one to play with? I say, why do I? So that's why I try to tell you that a lot of times God will allow you to get tried for your step up. And so you can't take offense to you getting tried. You can't take offense. Yep, and he had one of the boys bother him all the time. So I say, so in these times, that's why I want to come on here and talk to y'all, because each of us have power and each of us have a responsibility to elevate yourself in every way possible. You have to become a force to be reckoned with. You have to work on yourself and develop yourself. You got to get in your bag. Like, you got to be able to sit down and to go toe to toe about your rights, your thoughts, your feelings with anybody in the world. You got to have the ability, the gifts, or the skills, or the training, or the certification, or the degrees, or whatever it is you need to be a force to be reckoned with. Because yes, although we have trauma and although we have pain and all of that, I think it was Mother Teresa that said, yes, there is suffering, but there is also overcoming. And so that's what we have to realize, that it's time to be overcomers, to where we got to get to the place to where we gonna do the right thing, and we're gonna do what's required of us. We're gonna have to grind, we're gonna have to climb. We're gonna have to grind, we're gonna have to climb. And it's a lot, and it's gonna be more. And see, here's the thing. This the thing. With the Charlie Kirk situation, Satan murdered him to redivide America, because America is one of the most powerful countries on the planet. So Satan had Charlie Kirk murdered to redivide, to further divide the right from the left, because a house divided cannot stand. So where Satan get to come in is he get to come in, and now he gets to instill hate. He gets to instill anger. He gets to instill fear and vitriol and resentment and bitterness. And that's why they said Charlie Kirk's wife said, I forgive him. Now, we don't know if she really does, but we have to take her at her word. She say, I forgive him. To give herself a release and to give everybody out there a release. Now, she is the only one who forgave him. If she forgave him, she the only one. Nobody else in that audience forgave him. That was on her. Ain't nobody else forgave him. So now, but see, this is the thing though. If you are a Democrat, then you consider the left. And if you black and you a Democrat, now that's 2 strikes against you. So now you double lefty. And then even though a transgender's lover allegedly killed Charlie Kirk, those who are on the far right is gonna lump in black Democrats with transgenders and whoever else that they hate, and Charlie Kirk killer. They're not gonna see black Democrats no different than Charlie Kirk killer. They're gonna lump it all in. That's why you used to see the signs that it said no N words, no S word, the derogatory word for Hispanics, the last part of Hispanics, no N's, no S's, no Jews, and no F word, the derogatory word for gays. So the racists, the Ku Klux Klan and those people, they lumped all them people in together. They lumped black people, Jewish people, Hispanics, and gays all in together. And all of them groups will get the same treatment. So that's what's happening again today, is they're going to be lumped in the same way. Now, the most interesting thing to me, like, I never understood the movie Django. Y'all know the movie The Django? Django. I never really understood that. I'm like, wow, can a black person really be like that? Like, wow, that is interesting to see how the role Samuel L. Jackson played. But now I see that real character evolved online, and I'm seeing black people who think and believe just like Django. I said, wow. Or Steven in Django. And I'm like, man, that is something. Like, whoa. Okay. All right. I'm questioning myself, like, do I have the love of Christ? Because once I hear somebody say all this right here about me, about black people, about me and my people and all this, it don't matter whatever else they say. Like, if they go to saying, you are amazing, but they just said I was dumb and I don't deserve my job. So now which one is it? Because I'm like, no, no, you done showed me who you are, and I'm going to believe you. I'm not finna. And then they keep talking about, context. They keep talking about the stuff that these people are saying is taken out of context. It's like a sentence is a sentence. You don't need no further context around the sentence. Sentence is a sentence. So if somebody say that black people are mentally inferior and only in position due to DEI, I don't need no other context than that. And so that's the thing right here. But it's a lot of division. And it's going to be black on black, white on black. And you best believe that the hate that's being given towards, transgenders and those who love them, it's people. There are people that the devil is messing with right now. That the devil messing with. There are people that, let me see something real quick. There's people that the devil is messing with that is gonna rise up, and they planning to do something. And so, and that's why my message, and when you hear at work, when you at work and when you go to the lunch break or whatever, and you hear people talking about all this stuff, I want you to ask all of your white friends to check on their kids, to check on their sons. Every white friend, if you hear them talking about black fathers not being in the home, black on black crime in the streets, I want you to ask them as well, hey, thank you for the help and the concern, but I'm also concerned about little Tyler, who learned how to shoot at the age of 5 and is rooming and dating a transgender person. So I understand you worried about Centravion and the Market Carcerarion. I understand you worried about them taking each other's lives in the streets of Chicago. But I also want you to check on little Tyler, who has his grandfather's rifle, and he's learned how to shoot from hundreds of yards away since the age of 5. I want you to check on him. And see, that's the thing, is like, and that's why I try to tell y'all, is the devil is tricky, because the devil will have white people focusing on black people crime and black people business, while they're not paying attention to their own sons who are in the room in discord, being riled up by incels and by different domestic terrorist groups on Discord and Reddit. And they will be out in the living room watching Fox News talking about the left and how crazy and deranged the left is, while little Tyler is in the room building up and breaking down his rifle over and over, cleaning it and inscribing bullet casings, bullets, while mom and dad in the living room watching Fox News rah-rahing MAGA, make America great again. And then here go little Tyler, here go little Billy with that rifle, and got their eyes set on that elementary school. We got to, is that the song or the Bible? But the Bible said it too in a different way. We got to sweep around our own front door. We got to sweep around our own front door. So don't allow yourself to feel anger and vitriol and all of that. Double down on your household and be very diligent with your household, with yourself, with your kids, with your nieces and nephews, with your family, to develop greatness, to be an exception to the rule. And anytime you see somebody that's outside of your race, whatever race you are, and they are talking about your race, remind them about their race, and to sweep around their own front door, and to worry about their race, because it is far more detrimental to have little Tyler and little Billy doing public executions and school massacres than it is to have Lil Bit and Woody Woody killing each other in the trap house that nobody sees, nobody knows about, and everybody in the community was already ready for it. Nipsey Hussle mama said that she knew he was gonna die, or she felt he was gonna die when he got caught up into the gang culture, and that she was telling him about that and talking to him about that and telling him, leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone. And I think he left her house. She kicked him out of her house and he went to stay with his grandma or something like that. See, as black folks, we know when our brothers, cousins, nephews go get in the streets, we know what they going to do. They going to try to find themselves, and they either going to find a prison cell or a graveyard. We know that. So we come to a resolve and we say, let the streets have the streets. We tried to talk to you. We tried to save you. We tried to help you. God bless you. We start preparing for their funeral when they go to the streets. We don't need a National Guard to come in and do nothing for the thugs and the streets. The streets gonna take care of the streets. But what we do need right now is we need somebody to go knock on little Tyler's door. And Tyler's, you in there looking at man with dingaling? I mean, women with dingaling? Tyler, you got granddad rifle in there again? What are you doing? When are you gonna come out this room, Tyler? Is everything okay? Do you need to get therapy? How are your transgender boyfriend? We need that equally. We don't just need to be focusing on the black thugs in the street, Young Thug and Lil Woody. We need to be focusing on Lil Billy and Lil Tyler, because what they are going to do is far more damaging. They going up to the high school, to the middle school, and to the elementary school. We never see Peanut and Ray Ray and Pookie and DeQuavion go to a middle school, high school, elementary school and do a massacre. We never. Because for one, his gun jams. He can't even hit somebody 5 feet away. Tupac got shot 9 times and lived before he eventually died. We not worried about Sequavion with that pea shooter. And yeah, they got FNs with switches and all that. I don't know about none of that, but they can't hit nothing. They let off 100 rounds and don't nobody get a graze. By the time somebody died, they done lived 9 lives. But Lil Tyler, Lil Billy, they could line you up for 200 yards away. They got rifles that don't jam. Assault rifles that don't jam. They got it all. That's what we got to realize and understand. Like, it's a different ball game. So that's why we need the remaining Charlie Kirks, because they said that now that Charlie Kirk has been murdered, that it's finna raise up thousands more. We need the other Charlie Kirks. We need y'all to start. We need y'all to stop worrying about DEI. You got hundreds of millions of dollars in y'all nonprofit organizations. We need y'all to stop worrying about DEI. Stop worrying about black history being recorded. Stop worrying about the mental capacity of black people. Stop worrying about black on black crime. Stop worrying about fatherless black homes. And we need y'all to start, as white men, we need y'all to start a support group for y'all young white men. We need y'all to start an empowerment and encouragement group for y'all young white men, so that they will stop shooting up these schools. And that polarizing, because see, that polarizes the entire nation. That polarizes the entire country. So that is the epitome of what the Bible talks about when it say, get that beam out your eye. Get the beam out your eye, MAGA. And stop worrying about the speck of dust in your neighbor's eye, because you got a beam in your eye. Y'all forgive me 1 second. One of the boys from a boys program calling me. AD. AD. What's up?
Well, did you talk to him?
Yeah, I talked to him. Y'all forgive him. He in the gym. He calling me. He called me every time I'm on live. I'm like, do he go on YouTube and see I'm on live and then he call me? There's one of the boys from the boys program, and we trying to raise the funds to get him a flight home. He got to do a meeting with a probation officer on Monday, and so he got to get home and visit his grandma. So y'all know how that go. Trying to help. And boy, look here. So back to what I was saying is, I need you, because you around these. See, I don't have interaction with people. It's just me one to many online. So I don't have interaction with MAGA because I don't have a job to go to. So I work alone in my office. And so you around MAGA, Make America Great Again. You if you have a job that you work, you around Christian nationalists. You around them. So you could send them this video. But you talk to them and tell them. And you ask them, hey, let me ask you a question. What's worse? Lil Tyler taking the life of one of y'all leaders in front of the entire world, or Lil Pookie taking the life of Lil Ray Ray on O Block in Chicago because Ray Ray kicked Pookie dough in and stole 50 pounds of weed and touched his sister. So Ray Ray went to go get Lil Pookie, or vice versa. What's worse? You tell me what's worse. So why are we spending millions and millions and millions of dollars talking about a National Guard to go fight crime when we need to take them millions of dollars and create boys programs in every city around the country? Can you imagine with the $20 million that the government will spend on sending National Guards to a city, how many learning centers we can open up for boys, black and white? Put them in the white neighborhoods, put them in the black neighborhoods, put them in the mixed neighborhoods. So now we're reducing the Mexican gangsters, the black gangsters, and the white massacres, school shooters. And because there ain't many white guys that be in gangs, although they have some. But even the motorcycle gangs, we're reducing all of that because these boys is getting life skills, self-esteem, self-confidence from a young age. And that's what we need to be focusing on. So see, me personally, if I had to debate one of these MAGA, that's what I tell them. Stop worrying about black on black crime. They're gonna take care of itself. Worry about these school shootings. Worry about these public executions. Worry about the programming that's gonna help these kids get out of that room and get outside and get into something active, so that they're not growing up being incels. Let me Google this right here. How much money did OnlyFans earn in 2024? Gross revenue, $7.2 billion. $7.2 billion. OnlyFans owner paid $701 million in dividends as platform readies for potential sale. Streaming platform known for subscription-based adult content reports 1.4 billion revenue and rising usage. Rising usage. Nobody going on OnlyFans to learn how to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They make peanut butter and jelly, but not in the kitchen. So The owner of OnlyFans was paid $701 million in dividends last year as the subscription service, best known for offering adult content, positions itself for a potential multi-billion-dollar sale. The payment to Leonid Radvinsky, the Ukrainian-American entrepreneur behind the streaming platform, adds to more than $1 billion in dividends he has already received from the business as he profits from connecting porn stars and celebrities more directly with their audiences. Look how rich Leonid is for debauchery. Imagine what we could do with 701 million. Mind you, an office space like this costs $1,500 a month. $1,500 a month. Furniture costs, you could furnish it for whatever you want to. Discount furniture, $2,500. Luxury furniture, 10 grand or more. So look at this right here. Look at it right here. Let's say 20 million that Trump will spend quick and easy, divided by 1,500. That's 13,333 months. So divided by 12. Oh, I hit times 12. $20 million that they're going to send the National Guard for one day. $20 million divided by 1,500. That's 13,000 months divided by 12. That's 1,111 years that you could pay for one of these here. So guess what? You could take, and instead of that, divided by 100. 11 years. You could open, for what they'll spend on the National Guard to go in there to Chicago or Memphis or wherever, they could open up 100 learning centers and pay up the rent for 11 years. And now the guidance counselors takes and partners with the school teachers, partner with the city, with the county, with the state, to where mentors get $15 an hour, so that after school, the most troubled boys go to these 100 different learning centers, and they get to learn, they get to talk, they get to grow, and they stay off the streets. So you see, the thing about it is, we don't want a cure. We just want to be muscle and exacerbate the issues. OnlyFans accounts show it paid $497 million in dividends to its parents, Phoenix International, which is owned by Radvinsky, in 2024, up from $472 million in its 2023 financial year. The business paid a further $204 million to its owner in 5 tranches over the course of December to April. The UK-based company reported revenue $1.4 billion in its 2024 financial year, up 9%. This is a UK company that's dominating America. And you know who is on OnlyFans? Lil Tyler. Now it's a lot of brothers, it's a lot of black men on OnlyFans too, but the thing about black people is, because of our economic situation, we can't really afford more than a couple months. That card it's gonna send the account to the overdraw. So it ain't a lot of black people that on OnlyFans regularly. That account going in overdraw. We just got too much going on. And so it's the Tylers that's on OnlyFans, and that's how Tyler got into transgender love, from being on OnlyFans. And so that's right there what we need the remaining Charlie Kirks, because they say thousands finna rise. We need y'all to stop focusing on DEI and black on black crime and black fathers and focus on y'all own little boys who are sitting in that room engaging in debauchery and filth and being turned out because they are far more dangerous than Pookie and Ray Ray in O Block. And so y'all spread that, and then what you do to combat that as well is if you raising black boys or you got access to black boys, and the same with black girls, but if you got access to young black boys, then you speak into their life. You make sure that they are engaged, they are active, they are exploring, that they off that game, they out the house. Take them to the museum, show them black history before it's all removed from the museums. And I'm looking for somebody, I'm looking for a black historian, a real historian now. Not no, you got your history from the shade tree. So if y'all know a black historian, get my name, get my email, get their email, put us together. Because what I want to create is a black history play, a black inventions play, to where we show the inventor of this item, of this whatever, working on their invention and the struggles and the stuff that they face. And we weave it into a story. So we're gonna need a playwright. We weave it into a story that we show the person who made the red light. They over here working on the red light. The person who did, the black lady who did the GPS, the black lady who did the what she did, I think she did Zoom and all of that. The black lady who did Zoom. We showing the different black inventions in this here play. Put some comedy in there, put some drama in there, put some fussing and fighting in there, put some hate in there, put a little bit of everything, keep you on the edge of your seat. And then we do that playwright like Tyler Perry used to take plays around the country. They can't ban that. They can't ban that. And we can use black theaters. So since they taking black history out of school, we're gonna have to come together and we'll have to pool the funds. We'll have to raise the funds. Can't nobody afford it by themselves. We'll have to raise the funds, but we put the people in place and we produce that black history play. And then we sell it out. We sell it out and we do it in the name of a non-profit. So that way you ain't got to pay taxes. Because see, what they'll want for your play to make 100 million, and now you get a government 50 million. But if that's to a non-profit, then the non-profit get to just deploy those funds again into more plays. And then we could take and create plays, and then you also could raise enough money too, and then you could sell your tickets cheap, and you also could give tickets away. So that's what we're gonna do now. That's what I'm gonna have to do one day. Somebody gonna do it though, because they removing the stuff out of the history, they taking it out of the school, and so you got to get ready for it, and you got to be ready and willing to do what you need to do. Do the work that you need to do. And because if they remove it, then you still won't. Because those inventions and stuff like that, that's inspirational. That's inspirational to the kids, to let the kids know. And think about this now. Some black ladies created the GPS. Black lady created streaming capabilities, WhatsApp, Zoom, that capability that allow us to do video conferencing. These black women now who was stepped on, mistreated. So imagine what your daughter's brain can conceive if she didn't have a cell phone and a TV in her room? Because that's what those the black women who created, and the black men who created, what they had was imagination. So now we have tablets, because here's the thing, and y'all got to put this all together now, and you got to think about this. We have tablets, but here's the thing. The tablets affect black people. The phone and the tablet affect black people more than white people, because black people on average are less educated and more trauma ridden. So I see this personally working with my foundation. So black people will need there's some black people that come from certain areas, they need music playing 24 hours a day to drown out their trauma, to drown out their thoughts, to drown out the stuff that they've seen, the stuff they've experienced. Whereas a white person don't have as much, the white kid don't have as much trauma as the black kid. So he doesn't need music 24 hours a day, or video games 4 hours a day, or whatever. So he go out, play his sports, do whatever. The black kid, you give a black kid a phone at the age of 6 months or a tablet, and then they own that and they just consuming that. So now the imagination, what blacks use to create everything we use in America, in the world, the imagination that was used is now being eliminated. So, but then the white parents will take and tell their kids no phone until 13, or no phone unless your black friend Tatum is on the phone. No phone after this time, or phone for 30 minutes. But with the black family, if you have stress from the world, from the workplace, and you feel beat down, that tablet or that phone becomes your nanny, your babysitter. So your child will end up getting more screen time and be led into more debauchery because of your stress, because you feel drained and you feel beat down and beat up. So you don't have the energy to sit down and play Monopoly with your child. So your child is on the phone. And y'all click this link right here in the description. Our calendar is empty right now, and we need this here live to fill it up, because you ain't got life insurance. So go ahead, book your session. Link in the description of the video. It's free. Learn what life insurance options are available to you. Thank you, Manoni. God bless you. Manoni be showing out over there with all the links. You ain't got life insurance, and you know MAGA is worried about Pookie and Ray Ray killing you while you walking down the street because of the black on black crime. So you need life insurance. And so get on there. It's free. You get a free assessment, see what you need, get term life, you get IUL, and all licensed agents. We license in all 50 states. We got somebody in every state that you need. So get on there. I don't have the time and the capacity to get on there myself, but I'm licensed in about 35 states. So it's my agency, 1322 agency, which is from Proverbs 13:22. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. So if you can't leave $100,000 tomorrow to your kids or to your next of kin, whether that's your mama, your daddy, your brother, or sister, then you need life insurance. If you can't leave $500,000 to them, then you need life insurance. If you can't leave $1 million, you need life insurance. Because if you ain't got the money in an account to lead to your next of kin, to one, make sure you bury decently, and they ain't got to turn you into a barbecue out there. You get buried, sent home decently, and then 2, you leaving a blessing to your next of kin. You need life insurance, and you got to put that and make that a part of your monthly expenses. Don't look at it like, oh, I can't feel the benefit of it, and I'm spending $20 a month or $100 a month. I can't feel the benefit, and I got bills. Decrease your bills, cancel some subscriptions, and have you some life insurance. And yes, maybe the rest of our lives, but hopefully, just for a little while, we worth more dead than alive. So yes, when you get that life insurance, you may be worth more dead than alive. But ain't nobody gonna kill you for it, because they're not the beneficiary. So make sure you make your beneficiary somebody that know you, love you, and trust you. And I wouldn't even tell your beneficiary that they the beneficiary. Let them find out from your trust, from your will and trust and all that. So yeah, y'all go ahead and get that right down. And that's what we got to start doing, because guess what? You could create a trust. You could create a trust, a will, estate plan for your life insurance money. For that money that you leave behind. And you can have some money left behind. And now you creating generational wealth. And that's how we close the wealth gap right there. So if you can't earn it right now here today, then use life insurance to give your family a leg up. And that's why I got into it, because it just makes sense. It just makes sense. And if you want to become an agent and join us, then when you book a call, the link in the description, when you book a call, just let the agent know that you want to become an agent as well, so you can insure all your friends and family and your church, or your church members and all of that. So yeah, y'all want to pop on here and holler at you real quick. About to get on off of here in 6 minutes. Get back. I'm working on an album right now, y'all. Well, listen, y'all got to get that hate out your blood. Nah, hey, get that hate out your blood. So I'm working on an album for my wife. It's love music. So if you're not married, then this give you something here to visualize. If you a man or a woman, get to visualize real love music. And none of my music is talking about SE. None of my music talking about SE. The music is about love. It ain't about panty dropping. People talking about, oh, that's baby making. No, it's not about baby making. It's love music. Real love music. My daddy gave me a title for my next song I'm finna write when I get off of here. So that's what I'm telling y'all about the Big 4. I did my work today. This here part of my work. I coached a client today, one of my VIP clients. That means you buy 4 sessions up front or more. So coach one of my VIP clients, same day, notice they was going through something. So made time, did that, did this here 2 hours. That's 3 hours right there. And then had to film videos for Tony Gass Academy. Now I'm finna work on my passion, my songwriting. And I done already wrote 4 songs that I like that's going on my album. And I'm gonna just keep writing them. You know, today, tomorrow, all the way up until my wife's birthday, Friday. And whatever I have available Friday, I'm gonna let her listen to it in the Sprinter while I'm driving her, you know, to our day date, to the mall and out eating all that. So I say that to say, when you create your Big 4, make sure you put everything on there that you need. So your walking, your water, your passion, your work, your family time, all that. When you create your tomorrows today, make sure that you put the stuff on there that you need so you could check it off. So you are growing and you bettering yourself. You strengthening yourself. You growing. You getting better. You getting stronger. You getting smarter. You getting wiser. And then do this too. Oh, Lord. I'm thinking I went to shake up that right there. Garlic. And So make sure that you do this for your kids too. And be realistic. So the mistake that I made with my oldest son is he say being too hard on him, which is not really no real such thing if you're not being abusive. But what I mean is, don't try to make your 10-year-old 40. Meet your 10-year-old at 10 years old. And don't try to make your 10-year-old behave like a 40-year-old because of your trauma and your fear and your projection. So as adults, we have to stop bleeding on our children. We have to stop projecting on our children. We gotta stop abusing our children with the abuse that life has dealt to us. And we got to create a safe space for them to dream, for them to believe, for them to hope, for them to work. And we have to become more emotionally intelligent so that our youth can flourish. And this how we rewrite our story. This how we change the narrative. So listen to me. Because one thing about it that I've noticed is, and that's the purpose of Satan putting that trauma on us, is it breaks us down. It breaks us down and it costs us so much. But one thing I've noticed, and if you look around at the companies that white people own, they own those companies and the things that they do. Like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos literally are going to space. Like they building rocket ships. Like they do that because the reason why they do that is because they take the limits off their brain, and they believe they could do anything. Make your son and daughter a safe space so that they can believe they can be as wealthy as Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and the lady who created Canva and the man who created OnlyFans. Like, let their mind roam, let their mind be free so that they can take and dream and believe bigger. Micah, not yet, Micah. I'm gonna open up here soon on the beats. Definitely want to work with you. Might get to work with you on a little single or something like that one day. Now, right up under you, Micah, is Kalisha. She's an artist. She could sing now. That's y'all need to connect. So both of y'all email me and let me connect y'all, Kalisha and Micah. And then Micah, you give Kalisha a beat. She sang on it. Then y'all split 50-50. Y'all release it on TuneCore. We'll share it with the Blessed Tribe. And then y'all split 50-50. And then send me a love offering every time you think of it. So y'all email me, Micah and Kalisha. And Kalisha, email me. Y'all be thinking because y'all have my phone number. Tony, I know you said email you, but since I got your phone number, email me, Kalisha. So y'all email me, and I'm gonna connect y'all, and y'all get on the Zoom here next week or later this week, and y'all gonna do y'all a song, and then and if y'all need me to release it on my account, and then just put the splits in there. But with TuneCore, you got to have an account. It ain't in the TuneCore account ain't nothing $39 a year, so it ain't nothing. But then we'll share that with the Blessed Tribe. And so cause Kalisha could sing, and Kalisha could sing with an A now, not an I. Kalisha could sing. That's one of my clients. So, and when she told me she sang, I was like, okay, here we go. Got another cat drowner. I'm like, Oh, you can? All right. Oh, yeah, so send me some sometime. Yeah, when you get a chance. She sent me some. I said, what the real? I said, that's you? She said, yeah, I'm a praise and worship leader at the church. I said, okay, yeah. She want to do R&B. No, let me do R&B. But if y'all notice with my R&B, I put the Lord name in it. I said, no, sing for the Lord. Sing for the Lord. Devil done stole too many gifts. Sing for the Lord. We don't want to hear that R&B. Sing for the Lord. So after I do this album for my wife, I'm making gospel music. I'm writing gospel. After I do this here for my wife. But hey, God bless y'all. Keep your head up. Went over 2 minutes or 2 minutes old. God bless you. All the important links in the description. Thank y'all so much for your help with the boys program. That's been a blessing. Also, we trying to produce a film for y'all. It's a web series, little webisodes or what have you. We're trying to produce that in early November. Lord willing, I'll be in South Africa, Johannesburg. If you see this link in the description, get your tickets, and hopefully everything go well with my schedule, y'all, and I'll be there. But if anything come up, I'll let y'all know. But we have all plans to be there. So Lord willing, November 8th, I'll be in Johannesburg, South Africa. But y'all take your time with them links in the description. Check those out, see what you need, and I'll talk to you a little later. I might upload one more song that I wrote last night. You know how people be doing stuff and be excited about it, and then they be releasing it, and then you be like, okay, all right, congratulations. Okay. So y'all, don't be laughing at me when y'all hear my little songs I done wrote. Don't be laughing at me now. It's like, let me be on Apollo. God bless you. We'll talk soon.